Live.
So this is a big day. After what felt like about a week and a half, the Heat season is resuming, or at least the new one is starting. The preseason starts tonight at the arena. I didn't think I'd be home, so Alex Toledo is at the arena tonight. He'll join us at some point here on the streams. I'm Ethan Skolnick, the host of Five on the Floor on the Five Reasons Sports Network. This episode is brought to you by Biscayne Bay Brewing. Make sure you to go to biscaynebaybrewing.com and find out if it is in your area. Biscayne Bay Brew is the official beer of the Five Reasons Sports Network and also of Inter Miami and the Miami Marlins. All right, let's see who we have tonight. I never know. Let's see who we have. I know one who's not here. All right, our producer at the top, Alejandro Villegas.
Hello, how are you guys?
Also on the top row here, David Fernandez. You know him from a lot of our Marlins coverage, but he'll be involved here as well. He also does a lot of Dolphin stuff for the website. Jonathan Ramlicon, am I pronouncing that correctly, John?
Yes, sir.
All right,
you got it right.
John joined us on some streams late last playoffs, and he does a lot of our MMA and other fighting coverage on the site. Under him, Royal A. Shepard. He's the only good thing I've ever plucked off of Facebook. Trust me. He'll be with us a lot more this season. And then Brady Hawk in the middle. Why are you not writing a story? All right.
He already wrote it. He's just waiting to hit send.
Telepathically. It's going on to fivereasonsports.com right now for free while you guys are waiting on paywalled stuff, one story a day from the other papers. All right. Who is not here? Alex will be here later, and Greg could not make pregame, but he'll be here at some point for postgame, also a pod on Five on the Floor. Let's get right to it. The big news today, who's not playing? No Jimmy Butler, no Goran Dragic, right? Those are the two biggies. I'm missing a third. Am I missing a third?
Andre Iguodala.
No Andre Iguodala. Okay. So no Jimmy. No Goran is not a big surprise. I don't think Jimmy needs a whole lot of work. But the second part of this, and thank you, Tuttle Army, appreciate that for being back. The second part of this, though, is who is actually starting Kendrick Nunn with Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson, Mo Harkless, and Bam Adebayo. Of course, Bam, Duncan would be expected. The other three you really didn't know with who was out. Who is holding the spots tonight, and who is in their spots? What do we think here, Royal? Who is holding spots and who is in their spots?
So I think we have Tyler holding a spot for Jimmy, and I think I think everybody else might be what we're seeing going forward. It wasn't what I expected in terms of trying to slide Mo Harkless into that Jay Crowder role, but that looks like kind of what they're going to do. And with Kendrick starting, that's pretty surprising because of course I thought it would be Avery Bradley, but with him being out there with the first five, I think it's good for him, and I think it's good for the team. So I think everybody keeps their spot except for Tyler.
All right, Brady, to you on this. I tend to agree with Royal on this. That won't happen often, but I tend to agree with him on this. But we also know that sometimes Eric Spoelstra will take the guy who's like the fifth guard or the fifth forward and stick him in the starting lineup to hold the spot. That's the only thing that makes me hesitate on Nunn a little bit. But you and I have also sort of pushed this narrative that people forgot about Kendrick Nunn a little, but Eric Spoelstra probably didn't. Like, I can hear him saying, after Kendrick has a 22-point game, you guys gave up on him, we didn't. Like, that's a Spoelstra thing to say. What do you think the odds are that Kendrick Nunn is a starter for game one?
Well, I think there's a pretty good chance I think it happens. I've been saying that I think this was going to be the Kendrick Nunn game even before I heard he was starting because there's so many implications with that. First of all, a confidence thing. If he can get going early, that's always one of the number one things. I think if, the second one probably is trade value. If he could start playing good, for the Heat, trade value would definitely go up. And then still, he can be a starter on this team. I think looking at it, we're saying he's a fifth guard. And you didn't know if he'd be out the rotation or starting point guard. I think each kind of decision would be a viable option with the depth on this team. So I'm not really shocked, and I could see him starting this season. I think it's going to be kind of come down to Eric Spoelstra is going to make decisions on the fly. He's pretty much said it. I don't think there's going to be one starting lineup. I don't think there's going to be two starting lineups. I think you could see in these back-to-backs against the same team, he might go with Kendrick Nunn one night and Tyler Hero another night, just making people adjust constantly. So I don't think anything's going to be set in stone, but Kendrick Nunn's going to get a good amount of minutes this season, especially if he plays well.
David, at the front court spot, I think we speculated a little bit on Five on the Floor that Mo Harkless could be a starter. He could fill the Crowder role. Again, this is all assuming no trade, right? I mean, because then things change. But also there was some conversation. You could go with Myers Leonard and go big. the Pelicans, I mean, you're not matching up in a preseason game, but the Pelicans are not a small team. They just picked up Steven Adams. They've got Zion. They've got a pretty big front line, and yet Myers is still not starting. Do you see Mo Harkless as the answer next to Bam, or should they go back to what they did last year, which was successful during the season?
I think Brady actually touched on something that we're going to see quite a bit, not only in these 2 preseason games, but over the course of certainly the first, maybe even quarter of the season. Spo is going to sort of mix and match things. And I think with those teams that provide or have this huge front court, he won't hesitate to plug in Myers. But when you look at somebody like Mo Harkless, it might be kind of a reasonable facsimile of what we got in Jay Crowder. I mean, he's an okay 3-point shooter. He does everything well. He doesn't need the ball in his hands. I mean, at 6'7", he's not like the prototypical 4, right? But he could stretch it out a little bit. So, I mean, you think about the Pelicans, and I mean, yeah, they have Steven Adams, but it might be one of those like Spo wants to see different combinations and different players play together. Maybe he wants to see what Bam and Mo Harkless can do together, knowing full well that Bam is only going to get 10, 15 minutes or something tonight.
Well, and the other thing is he knows what – I think it's a good point because he knows what Bam and Myers can do together. He's seen that, right? So this is something that he can experiment with. By the way, it came in here that this is open auditions for the Rockets tonight from Omar Soto. It's also open auditions for Future Floor's Yours. So that's it. We're throwing you guys all in a pot here to see how many people from 5 Reasons hang around. Jonathan, looking at that, would you have any concerns at all if we don't see Goran or Jimmy in the second preseason game and we just see them both in the season opener?
Not at all. They're both coming off of incredibly hard finals runs, and Goran's coming off an injury. So I think with this season, the first 20 games is really going to be heavy with load management, going really deep in the bench. We have such a big unit and such a flexible unit that we can plug in Hero, Duncan, Jimmy, Mo, and Myers, just for a lineup, and we can have it work just with Spo doing that. So I think really at the beginning of the season, or these couple of preseason games and the beginning of the season, we're going to really see Jimmy and Goran just get eased in. Maybe Myers a little bit with rehabbing that ankle as well, seeing how he's coming off of that rehab. But I think we shouldn't really worry at all about not seeing these guys come in, just because we know what they're going to bring. And it's a marathon, like Leif talked about in the pod. It's a marathon this season, especially since we're coming off such a short layoff. We want to make it to the end of the regular season and make it into the playoffs fully healthy. One, and the second thing is we want to also be as flexible as we can, so when we have to be put into situations where we have to match up with the team for 7 games, we're able to go into those situations and not having a lineup come out for the first time.
Now, that makes sense. Now, let's get to the question I think more people are interested in, actually. So I'll pose this to all of you. Who are you more excited to see tonight, KZ or Precious? Because I feel like that's what these 2 preseason games are really about.
Yeah, I think I want to see KZ. I've been hearing shit about him all year. So I want to see what he got, man. If they say he's a facsimile of Derrick Jones Jr., I want to see the athleticism. I want to see what the length looks like. We saw him a little bit last year in some of the games, but I mean, I actually want to get a full sense of what he is as a player so that we know what the hell we're going to do with him moving forward.
Brady?
Yeah, I'd say KZ as well, because I'm not expecting much from Precious. I kind of mentioned that you look at Bam's first 3 preseason games, he had 1 point, and then 7 points. So if Precious doesn't score the ball a lot, if he ends up with 1 point, that's something that could very well happen. KZ, on the other hand, going through the development of the first year, going in the G League and everything, I think he has a little bit more expectations than Precious. So I'm more interested to kind of see what he does. Spoelstra kind of mentioned the thing with him is putting everything together, that he has everything unlocked. It's just trying to put everything together in a kind of an NBA speed game. So seeing him out there on the offensive end, trying to see how his kind of offensive package is, I think it's going to be the most intriguing.
Are you guys both in agreement with that, John, David?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we want to see the myth of KZ, right? I mean, it's so much has been talked about and built around this man. I want to see him on the floor.
And we've heard Iguodala talking about on podcasts in the background talking about KZ. So it's going to be interesting to see if KZ's been working with Iguodala and he has some sort of a similar mold, and seeing if he's going to come in. And we just really want to see how these guys perform on defense. KZ against Zion in high school outplayed him. I think he scored like 41 or 50-something points compared to Zion's 30-something. So it's going to be interesting seeing this rematch all the way from high school, seeing if KZ is going to be matched up with Zion at all either, too.
All
I
right,
like that
so-
comment though. Anything less than 40 from KZ though, I'm shipping his ass to Houston too.
Yep.
All right, let's get to that here before we close. All right. I mean, that's hanging over all of this. There was a report today, I guess, that out of Philadelphia that the Rockets are asking for Ben Simmons and 3 first-round picks for James Harden. I mean, I know Daryl Morey considers Harden his son, but I got to think a lot of this is smoke right now. Let me give you – I don't want to debate the Harden thing again in terms of should you get him or should you have him. We've done this now for 2 weeks in various formats with various people. Here's my question, and I'll start with you, Royal, and then we'll go around. What is the most – give me your top line trade package. I will not go past this for James Harden from the Heat.
Everything short of Jimmy and Bam. I believe everything's on the table in terms of that. Like I've said before on previous episodes, it's kind of like when you have an opportunity to get a top 5 player, you go after that because some of the players below that don't even have the potential to even get to where James Harden has already been. So I would trade damn near everything. What was that? Go back, Alejandro. Put that back up.
Comment. Go back to that. Alejandro, pull the last one back up. No, not that one. Not that one. The one about Royal. All right, forget it. Yeah, there you go. That's sorry, Roger.
Yeah. I want to say, I see it. It says DJJ had to go because of KZ, just like Alf had to go because of Royal.
God.
I was waiting for Alf to post I'm going home. Just one of those from 2014 LeBron on the front. Anyway, we love Alf. No hard feelings here.
He did post one. They did the Photoshop of his face on the LeBron James thing and put it up.
Oh, okay. I didn't even look that far. I didn't want to look. But anyway, what we do here, we don't rebuild here. We reload. That's how we do things. All right. So let's. All right. So I don't know what the hell Alejandro's doing there. So we'll move on for a bit. But all right. So give me I'll go to you, John. Your top trade package. Is it everything, or do you say no KZ, no Precious, no Hero? Is there somewhere where you draw the line?
Yeah, everything -1, because if you look at what the Lakers did for Anthony Davis, they kept Kuzma. They kept one. So I think for us, if we can keep one of the guys, whether it be Duncan or even Precious or KZ, I think if we can give up all but one, keep one of those young guys for cost management and still have him be able to grow in our system, that's everything I'd be willing to give. Ideally, keep Duncan or Precious, depending on who plays better in the thing, but obviously to get a player like Harden, you're gonna have to give up most everything. So all but one of the young players, all the picks, send them out, get this guy coming.
David?
I'm actually on the same wavelength as John there, because but the one guy that I say that we would have to hang on to just based on Harden's game and what he does is Duncan Robinson. I mean, I think you build the package around Tyler Hero if you're going to build one, and then if they want Precious and KZ and a couple picks, then you do so, plus obviously salary filler and whatnot. But I don't think you can give up both of the shooters. I think you have to hold on to at least one of the shooters.
Brady?
Yeah, I agree. I think that the issue with the trade is not giving up Hero, is giving up everybody. Like you got to figure something out with that. That's the only thing that I think about the trade. And I think keeping Duncan, I think is something that they'd look at doing. If you have to give up Hero, Duncan, a KZ Okpala 50-point preseason performance to throw in there to solidify it, then it seems like it's too much. But I think, if you can keep a guy like Duncan Robinson, then I think that's probably the top package.
One thing nobody's really considering here is we're all talking straight line trades. Could be a 3-way deal. There could be shooters that come back from somebody else. I think that's the one thing that hasn't been discussed enough. And typically these deals, I know you mentioned the Laker deal. I can't remember. No, there weren't any third teams involved in that. But typically these deals are 3-team deals. They're typically difficult to execute 2 ways. And I think we've just said, okay, it's Harden and they want all the Heat's pieces. They may not want all the Heat's pieces. They may want pieces from someone else, or the Heat may want to reload with somebody else. I was just so anyway. I think Alejandro is right here. In one sentence, biggest thing you're looking to see tonight, David.
I'm looking to see the reemergence of Kendrick Nunn, and then how do the young guys look?
Okay, Jonathan.
I think number one is just the young guys playing defense. Which one of these young guys is really going to pick up their game from last year as far as Hero, Nunn, or Duncan playing defense? And which one of the two is from Precious or KZ are going to really make the most defensive impact? Because we know Spo likes the guys who can start playing defense, and then we polish their offensive games later.
Royal?
I'm looking forward to seeing Avery Bradley play so we can finally get some fucking point of attack defense.
You were a good acquisition. Brady, what you got?
I think I want to see Precious and Bam play. I think now that Bam's going to play, I think seeing the minutes with him there next to Bam, I think is going to be interesting, and also seeing his minutes at the 5 because I think they're going to utilize him both. I think they're going to try to see how his minutes work at the 4 and 5. And like I mentioned, I think utilizing Kendrick Nunn, just seeing how the scoring is this year and how he's kind of developed over the 3-week offseason, just seeing how he kind of develops now and where he stands in this rotation right now.
I'm Team KZ here. I want to see what the hype's about. I just, the way they talk about him behind the scenes, I haven't heard them talk about a young player like that. So, that's what I want to see. Alejandro, you got one?
No, I just want the guys to get in shape, not get injured before the season starts. It's been a short off season, so I guess the only thing you want to see actually is to have everybody healthy. It's going to be a long season, a weird season also. It's going to be weird rotations coming from Eric Spoelstra as well. So, yeah, of course, I want to see Precious and see if he can do something similar to what Tyler Hero did last season, which is, I guess nobody expected that. And I don't know if Precious is going to be able to do that. But other than that, I just want to see them healthy. That's it.
That was a long-ass one sentence, Alejandro.
It is, but it all connected.
It's a radio sentence.
Yeah, exactly. All right, check us for the tweeting party during the game and then the post-game and also the post-game pod on the other side. I don't know if there'll be Manscaped ads. We'll see. Certainly not with Hubie Brown, but we'll keep it light. Thanks, guys. Heat preseason game, 7 o'clock.
Yes, you guys are welcome to stay, though. We're going to stay here. Ethan can go and watch the game and relax. We're going to do the live tweeting party. You guys can stay here and also hang out and watch the game with us. We have David still. We have our friend Royal is going to stay here as well. Brady, you guys can stay. It's more fun. Yeah,
I'm out,
Brady.
man.
All right, see you, Brady.
See
you, Brady. See you after the game.
I might rejoin. I might rejoin if you guys are still
All right,
running it.
okay.
If you guys are still on post game, I'll be back for post game, but I'm gonna go get drunk.
The post game is gonna be in a separate stream, so it's gonna be a separate link. You guys have to talk to Manny. Manny's gonna be handling the post game show. He's a closer. He's Mariano Rivera. He comes and closes everything. So. Other than that, we're going to stay here for now, and let's rewatch and see the starting lineup for the Miami Heat today. We have Kendrick Nunn, Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson, Moke Harless, and Bam Adebayo. That's the starting 5 for tonight against the Pelicans. Right now, I'm watching the Brooklyn Nets playing the Washington Wizards. Our friend, look at that. We're not. I haven't seen Westbrook play yet, so I don't know if he played at all. David, Jonathan, you guys decided to stay. You guys are the fun ones. So
yeah, I'm gonna grab my laptop real quick, and I'm gonna
go ahead.
So I'll be right back.
So David, we did this for the Miami Marlins. We didn't have a lot of people, right? So now, since it's the Miami Heat, we're the famous.
That's right. That's right. I mean, we had nobody watching our Marlins stuff, but plenty of people have eyes for the Heat because, well, I mean, the reality is they're the headline franchise down here these days. But the Marlins are working their way there. They're slowly but surely.
Yeah. It will get there. We'll talk about it in the Marlins report sometime during the week. But now we are about 9 minutes away from the starting of this game. And let's read some of the messages that are coming up here that we couldn't read while we were talking about the game. So we have Team Blanco say, Duncan and Alf trade to Harden and Wood straight up. Yes, we wish, right? I mean, we already lost Alf, so he'll be back. Don't worry, he'll be back. Just give him some time. Couples just have these moments. That's how it is. That's how it works. Lock it up, Sean. It said Adrian Gray, our friend Adrian Gray. I really don't even care about Harden. I love him as a player, but good Lord, man, it's draining talking about this at this point. Well, the season is almost here, and we're still talking about it. And the same happens with Giannis. We don't know if he's going to sign the max or not, and we're going to keep talking about it until it happens or it doesn't. So
that's what happens with the NBA, right? I mean, it's so much about the potential transaction, right? We always talking about trades and free agent signings and things like that, and then so many of those conversations, they just disappear, right? It never really happens. I mean, there's been a lot of talk with Harden. Obviously, the reports here, I mean, Five Reasons was kind of out in front on this one, and the national media is kind of catching up, right? Saying that there's mutual interest, right, between the parties. But as we were talking about when everybody was on the stream, it would be great to have somebody like Harden, right? Because you're talking about a top 5 player in the league, but you can't gut the team in order to bring somebody like that in. The Heat have a long history of developing players and finding guys, off the street, right? Undrafted guys. I mean, look at Kendrick Nunn, look at Duncan Robinson. I mean, look at Udonis Haslem, right? I mean, there's so many examples throughout Heat history, but to do that on the fly right at the start of a season, I would imagine that becomes really, really difficult. So, it's tough to see something like that happening. But whenever you have a chance to get a top 5 player, you want to get into that conversation.
Right. And you're right. It becomes a little harder when you're so close to the season, but who knows? Who knows if Miami can do it or not? So, guys, remember, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We did it throughout the postseason last year, a couple of months ago, and now we're ready to do it again. Please subscribe. Remember to turn on the notifications so you guys know every time we go live. We're going to try to do this for every game, a pregame. Then we're going to extend it throughout the game and just share with you guys as we watch the game. And then on a different show, on a different link, you guys are going to get the actual post-game show. And you might see a lot of these faces that you saw today. David, Jonathan, Royal, Brady, of course, and David Fernandez. That's all over the place with the Marlins, with the Dolphins, and with the Miami Heat, of course. Do you follow Inter Miami as well and the Florida Panthers? Or what?
A little bit, but not as much as the other ones. A little bit. I mean, Inter Miami almost lost their coach today, right? Or they did, and then maybe they didn't. I mean, that stuff's kind of up in the air, right?
That was so weird. You can't just write an article, publish it, and then say that you made a mistake. No,
that's a big mistake.
You wrote a full article, and then you posted it, and then you tweeted it. So it's 3 steps that you have to go at least. So something happened there, and we don't know exactly what went on with Inter Miami. But for more details, follow our guys there. 5 Reasons Football. Austin Robillard is doing a great job there as well, following Inter Miami here in 5 Reasons. So as Napo says, I'm just so excited to see the Miami Heat play. Yes, I feel the same. I know you guys are excited to watch the same team that you guys watch in the NBA Finals, but we're just not going to watch. Even in the first couple of weeks, or maybe even 1 or 2 months into the season, we're not going to see the same team because these first weeks are going to be like preseason, or maybe we'll see a lot of rotations that we didn't see last year, and that's going to happen. So patience. I know Heat Twitter gets a little wild, and we have to be patient in this beginning of the season. Baby Shaq 569. I want to see Strauss, or whatever his name is. Could be Duncan the replacement. Duncan cost money after this year. Yeah, he might get some money after this year.
I mean, Max. They picked up Max Strauss, right? 6'5". He's a decent shooter. He played a tiny bit with the Bulls last year. He had a 2-way contract with them. He actually played one of the 2 games that he played. He played against the Heat. And he scored 5 points against the Heat in a game, before the shutdown and all that stuff. But he's a guy that could potentially become a shooter. I mean, he's not as big as Duncan. He was a 3. He hit 36% of his threes as a senior at DePaul. Was a pretty good scorer as a senior over at DePaul. Scored 20 points per game. Could he be a Duncan replacement? Maybe. I mean, they were talking about on the 5 on the Floor podcast today, Greg was talking about how, the Heat liked Strauss coming out of college, and they always assumed, the people at DePaul apparently always assumed that he was going to end up here in Miami. He kind of bounced around a little bit, like with the Celtics Summer League, and then he signed a 2-way deal with the Bulls last year. So it'll be interesting to see. The problem is they already have a 2-way guy in Gabe Vincent, who's a guard. And, do they keep 2 two-way guards, or do they do, a backcourt 2-way with Gabe Vincent and then maybe a big man? It is, as you said, it's going to be a weird season, with COVID kind of looming over all of this. I mean, there's no G League team this year for the Heat. They're not running the Sioux Falls squad out there this year. They will have access to 15 guys, on the roster. It's just a matter of what 15 guys are they going to be? And Strauss is going to have to earn that last spot. That's for sure.
And you know what? The Heat has a lot of guards itself. I mean, even before these moves, they had a lot of them. So
Yeah.
now it's a little bit more, and we'll see what happens. Maybe some of these names are involved in some of the trades that are being talking about. So Raymond Colmenares, our friend Raymond, says, "Are you guys buying the conspiracy that Pat told Harden to make his exit messy in order to get traded easier, same way it theoretically happened with Jimmy in his trade?" I think Jimmy just wanted to get out of Minnesota at that point. It didn't
Yeah.
matter where to. In fact, he went to Philadelphia. He just wanted to just go away from that team, and that was it. I don't know if Miami Heat had anything to do with that, but who knows? Do you believe in conspiracy theories?
I mean, that's I forgot to wear my tinfoil hat today, so I am not on the conspiracy theory wavelength. That would be wild if that was true. That would be wild.
Yeah, that would be wild. And yes, let's not go there. Let's go Pelicans. Let me see who else. If KC was so great, why he never got any minutes? Well, that's a good question. That's true.
Yeah, it
Especially-
was a developmental thing for him. You know, there were
Yeah.
some injury issues with him coming out of college, and that's probably why he dropped in the draft. I mean, supposedly the Heat were ready to pick him if Tyler Hero wasn't there in the first round, which would have been pretty crazy. But, you know, he dropped in the draft because of injury issues and, you know, just being really raw. So last year was really just like a developmental year for him, you know, like a JV year. He had a couple moments, but it was just a matter of developing his game and getting healthy and getting into the system. So this is really the first time that we're going to see closer to a ready-made player, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully that's the case. I don't really understand. I guess he's talking about
Neither
the
do
question
I, man.
before.
Neither do
Yeah, it's and I can't read what you're writing there, so it's hard to understand as well. So Rene Herrera or Rene Herrera, however you want to say it, it says, "Are we having beers here?" I'm gonna take a screenshot of this because I'm gonna send this to Biscayne Bay and then to Ethan. So because we need to sponsor this segment. I
For
mean,
sure.
let's smile there because we're gonna get a picture. 3, 2, 1. Okay, here we go. So now maybe during the season we might be having some beers here that will add a little bit spice to it.
That would be nice.
Yeah, that would be nice. So we're gonna talk to the people from Biscayne Bay and say if maybe they can send us.
That'll bring out right back.
Yes.
If we get some blues on the show, that'll bring him right back.
It might be the difference, right? So Omar Soto says he wants to see Gabe Vincent. Is that Billy Gill? Is no such Zion going for 40? Yes, we didn't talk a lot about Zion, but Zion, is he playing today?
He's not listed as one of the ones that's out, so he's active. I mean, for the Pelicans, JJ Redick isn't playing, Eric Bledsoe isn't playing, Steven Adams is questionable, so I'm assuming Zion's gonna play. I just don't know how much Stan Van Gundy is gonna run him out there.
Right. So we'll see. Hopefully we can. I mean, I don't know. We have to remember they play the same Pelicans on opening night, so you're not gonna show a lot of what you're working on during camp anyway. So he might not actually see a lot of minutes. 90 or 9? I don't know what you're talking about. 90 or 9 what? Send the question again. A full sentence, please. Tomas Peña. Well, Tomas Pena. None for Harder. Take it or leave it.
that would be something too. I'm not sure that the salaries work on that trade.
Yes. 9 minutes. Oh, 9 minutes. Yes. The game. Let me see. The game should be starting right now. Let me go and double check because it should be about to start. My thing just went on. So let's go Pelicans. We have Pelicans fans here as well. Agreed. Adrian Gray, really don't want him here. Bill or Giannis or stay with our core. Yeah, I mean, Harden makes us legit. If we can find a way to keep Tyler, I'll take him. Yes.
I mean, both of those things are true. Harden would absolutely make us legit, and if we could find a way to keep Tyler, that would be great too.
As well, yes. So go to Jace the Kid channel. He's live streaming the game. Ooh, good luck with that. Don't get in trouble. Don't call the FBI. Is KC a wing? We talked.
Yeah, he's kind of a wing. I mean, he could also play big. He's probably like a 3-4 he's got long arms. You know, he's still developing. You know, his ball handling, but he's a good finisher. He's a freak athlete. You know, but he'll probably be a wing type of player. He's certainly not a traditional big man. You know, he's probably going to end up being some sort of like stretch 4, you know, 3-4 kind of combo, something like that.
Yeah. Raymond James Villanueva says, let's wait before Giannis signs that extension before we make a move for Harden. If he's still available, Giannis is better than Harden. I guess we all agree with this, right?
I mean, it's funny how so much of this stuff is interconnected, right? It's, you know, one move is, even though they're not on the same team and they're completely unrelated on the surface, you know, as one domino falls, the other one falls. And so a lot of that stuff is interconnected.
Right. Okay, we have more messages here. You got to think about injuries as well. He's got to be healthy to develop. Talking about KZ.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's part of the reason why we didn't really see him last year, because he had to get healthy and then he had to develop.
Right. So what else? Miami about to win. Florence says, Heat, let's go. Vincent de los Santos says, what is that? I don't know what you're talking about, so I don't know. I want to see Precious against the Pelicans front line. Yes, we all kind of have the curiosity, right? Like, how does he play? Is he that good? Can he be a good player like Tyler Hero was last year? That's a good question. I don't know. Hearts for the Heats. Yes, same bro. Precious has mad potential. Would Embiid be a better fit with his size, a better fit than Giannis? What do you think about it?
I mean, that would be great to get somebody like Joel Embiid. I mean, because he's definitely somebody that could play next to Bam, you know, because he can stretch the floor. He's a great rim protector. You know, the thing you worry about with Embiid is, you know, his injury history. You know, is he going to wear down, you know, something like that? I don't know. I mean, I don't even know that he's they're not even shopping him, I think, for Harden from Philly. So to land Embiid seems like a stretch at this point.
Yeah, it seems like if one of the two guys from Philly it's out there available for other people, it's Ben Simmons, not Embiid. So,
well, because I think Harden and Embiid seem to pair off better than Harden and Simmons, although I'm sure they would be pretty good too.
Well, what I'm sure is that they're not going to be able to do what they did in Houston, right? Which is just shoot threes when you have Ben Simmons. So that would not be an option. Okay, we keep going with the messages here. Zion going to be a problem too, though. Yeah, that will be. I don't know. Today it doesn't matter, but for the first game, yes, for sure, Zion's going to be a big trouble for the Heat. Can't wait for Jimmy and the Heat. Florence, yes. Alejandro, flip the camera over in 5 minutes so we can watch the game. Yes, we'll find a way to do it one day. It's not legal, so we don't want to get in trouble. We don't want to face legal matters here with 5 reasons. We'll find a way sometime. Let me see what else is around here so we can say goodbye to David, who has to go take care of his family. ¿Alguien habla español por aquí? Yes, we do. We do speak some Spanish too. If you guys want to send your questions in Spanish, go Zion. Well, I lost it here. Okay, this one. Can Miami pay Duncan next year if Giannis comes and we keep Dragic as well?
I'm sure that there's a way that they can figure that out. I mean, Andy Ellisberg is one of the best cap manipulators maybe ever. You know, I mean, if he wants to get something done, he'll get it done. I mean, I know Giannis would take a max deal and Duncan is in line for a big time payday, but you know, there are other moves that could be made, other guys that could be moved off of the books and things like that. So there's no doubt in my mind, if they wanted them both, they're going to get them both for sure.
Right. Yeah, for sure. So for all of you asking, the game has not started yet. We're waiting for the game to start. We're not going to play the actual game here, so don't expect that. We call this the Heat Twitter live party. So we just check what people are talking about in Twitter. We comment on it. We discuss what things go on here. Last year in the finals, we talked a lot about how many fouls the Lakers were getting and how many fouls the Miami Heat were not getting, and that was the main point of discussion. This year we can do it something different. So, David, you have to leave, right?
Yes, sir. I gotta go. I'll be back for post game though. So
David will be back for the post game. So, you guys make sure as soon as the game is over, we'll be here in the 5 Reasons YouTube channel for all of you guys. So, let's keep reading some of the messages.
enjoy the game, everybody.
Bye, David. See you later. From Canada, we have people from Canada. Our friend Helor Lomanga. Nice to see you. Thank you for coming. Go Zion. We have Zion fans here. Esperando el partido. Ojalá gane Vamos Heat. Yes, ojalá gane el Miami Heat. Rockets. Has the game started? No. Lonzo is deeply overrated. Please start the game. Zion is getting a poster tonight. Lonzo underrated. For your information, what channel are they going to play it on? It's on NBA channel, but here in Miami, if you're in Miami, you're not going to be able to watch it. So I don't know. Fox Sports also has it. Can Miami pay Duncan? We talked about this already. Francis de Jesus. Hey, hope you show us the game, boss. No, we can't show you the game, Francis, but someday we will. Someday when we have a lot of money, we will be able to show you the actual game. We have many greetings from Mexico, and even if I do not understand anything, but worth it. Come on, Heat. Thank you for saying hi. Let's go Rockets. Our friend John Layante. Let me see. Trading for Harden will be the most tragic thing on the Miami Heat organization. Please don't give up on Hero. Brandon Ingram is my favorite player, also like Zion. So we have some Pelicans fans also come here in our streaming. Thank you for coming. Remember to subscribe to our channel. We're going to be doing these pregame shows and actually live tweeting parties, as I call it, since last season, throughout the season as well. So throughout the regular season. So you guys are welcome to join our channel, and remember to turn on the notifications so you guys get a little note on your phone every time we go live. Are you guys going to show the game? We can't show the game, Christopher, but thank you for coming. If you want to hang out with us, you're welcome. Candela, no podemos transmitir el juego, pero gracias por venir de todas maneras. Zion is my love. Thank you, Hero, all day. I feel like our players are developing too well and will expect more money. Yes, at some point they're going to get, or they're going to want more money, and that's just a normal, natural process of this. So that's why sometimes when you think about a trade, you can't just think about just, okay, let's keep this player because we love him so much. Well, you also have to see, well, maybe this player in the future is going to cost us this much, and now we can trade him for Harden or Giannis or any star that's available. So it might be a good way to bring a star and somebody that you know for sure that it's going to be worth that money. Pete, Zion 42, 4-4 easily today. Adriana says, hi, ¿algún consejo para entrenar? Si lo puedes decir en español, mejor. Te vamos a pasar el contacto de nuestros amigos de ERA Performance para que te envíen un plan detallado de cómo entrenar. I got hungry. I'll be back later. Okay, that's fine. Go get some food, Jonathan, and you can come back for the post-game show. That's also going to be here in this channel as soon as the game is over. As soon as the Miami Heat game is over, we're going to be here with you guys for the post-game show. So the game hasn't started. This is not new. We know the NBA does not start games on time, so it's just how it's been in the last couple of years. Heat sucks. Go LA Lakers. Adriana Ser, thank you for coming. Adriana, we do have a lot of Lakers fans. We have to remember last year we did this during the playoffs, so we got a lot of messages, and it happened. So, and here we have Uber Eat Night Takeout. Okay, is that? I guess we have a date tonight. So let's go for an Uber Eat date tonight. Let's go Heat. Our friend Doris. Thank you, Doris, for coming in. And thank you. If you guys have not done it so far, please go ahead and subscribe to our channel. We're going to be doing this throughout the season, pre-game stuff, even with people from the arena. Today we had Alex Toledo. We couldn't actually talk to him, but we will during the season. So you guys are welcome to stay here and to subscribe to our channel so you guys get all of our information from the American Airlines Arena. My tummy hurts. Well, don't go and eat Uber Eats then. Go get a sopa, a soup, and you will get better. Let's go Heat, sending love from the Philippines. We do have a lot of people from the Philippines as well. Last year, when the Heat went to the finals, I think we got like 1,000 subscribers from the Philippines. A lot of people following Eric Spoelstra and what he was doing with the Miami Heat in the NBA playoffs, and that was great. So thank you for coming and for commenting here in the channel. NBA TV made me go here. Yes, I know. I was watching the other game, and as soon as this one was about to start, it just stopped broadcasting. So the game has already started. Is like we said, let's review the 5 starters for the Miami Heat really quick before we finish here in a couple of minutes. And if you guys don't have any more messages, we'll be closing sometime soon. So the starting 5 for tonight is gonna be Kendrick Nunn, Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson, Mo Harless, Bam Adebayo, and that's gonna be the starting 5. Kendrick Nunn, Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson, Mo Harless, and Bam Adebayo. So for all of you that are wondering, Miami Heat is already up 2-0 in the start in the beginning of the preseason. Almost 1 minute of play there in the American Airlines Arena. So let me see here. Gracias por la ayuda. Si me podrías pasar el contacto ese que me comentó, estaría muy bien. Entreno todos los días y espero algún día mejorar. Sí, cómo no. Mira, te vas a ir a Instagram. Ahí en Instagram, si tienes Instagram, supones Instagram, te vas a ir a, déjame buscar la cuenta exactamente para que los puedas seguir. ERA Performance, here you have it, ERA Performance. Le dices que vienes de parte de Alejandro Villegas y te hacen un plan especial ahí los amigos de ERA Performance con descuento incluido. Así que ya saben. Let's go Heat from Ireland. So let's go Heat from Ireland. Thank you to our friend Shamas and thank you for coming. Remember to subscribe to our channel. It's very important that you guys subscribe and to leave your messages here, to your comments, to give it a thumbs up and to send it and share it to your friends that are Miami Heat fans and NBA fans in general. Let's go Heat from Africa and Ghana. Thank you, Doris, from writing from all the way over there in Ghana. Great country with a couple of players here in the NBA nowadays. Jamina Garcia, let's go Heat. Ana Orden, let's go Miami. You're the best. I love Miami Heat. This you going to be champion. This year you're going to be the champion. I'm very optimistic. Ruben Dalmacio Jr. found it and feeling Pelicans might be a real dark horse this year. I don't know if they could be a very dangerous team, but we don't know for sure now. So what we're gonna do, what we do regularly every time we do a watch party like this, we go ahead and we check what's going on during the game. Of course, today I'm trying to find how to watch the game as well because I was watching it and then it just got out. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna check the charts here, the stats from this game as soon as more stuff goes on because right now it's 2-2. And it's just 2 points from Bam Adebayo, 2 points from Brandon Ingram, and that's it so far. So it's 2-2. But what we also do here, we go to Twitter and we start checking what people are tweeting about the game. So what we do, we go to our 5 Reasons account as well. That's the first one that we check and have fun with it. That's Ethan Skolnick tweeting most of the time, not all the time, because before we had more people do it, but now it's just our friend Ethan Skolnick. But we also go to Heat Twitter. We put their hashtag Heat Twitter, and that way we read what everybody is saying about the game, if they're watching it or not. If they want to talk about Miami Heat, let's go and show you guys how we do it, so you guys get a feeling of what the idea is to do during the game. So let's go and show you real quick what's going on Twitter. Of course, today we're warming up. This is just the beginning of the season, so you have to bear with me. We're getting back to this together. So Jimmy Buckets Coffee says game time. Hit Twitter. Our friend, let me see. Here we have some of the video from American Airlines Arena that Miami Heat is posting in their social media. That was the beginning of the game. We have preseason underway on Fox. So you guys, if you want a watch, you can go to Fox. Go Heat. Our friend John Empanada Jones says, let's go Heat. culture. He shows something that we shouldn't be showing here. It's on NBA. Look out. He Twitter. It's game time. Simone, Tyler, and Mo look engaged on defense. I'm so excited. Zion, Bam, Mo Harless forces a Pelicans turnover of the first possession, and Bam swishes a turnaround jumper to kick things up. So there you go. That was how the season started for the Miami Heat so far. So thank you guys for all of you that are here. Let me see what else. Wasn't happy with Crowder leaving Heat. Seemed to fit in well. Harless, a solid player, though they still could really use a stronger four. None can maybe hold down the one. We'll see. Yes, we'll see what happens there. So, to our friend Gold Rap, okay, ese no soy yo, es un amigo que tiene esa cuenta. Le vas a decir que le escribes de parte de Alejandro Villegas y que te haga un plan y que te dé una oferta de un buen precio para ti, para que te haga un plan de ejercicio, de entrenamiento y él te monitorea a través de la cámara, ¿ok? So we go back to Florence Kirara. Thank you, Florence, for all the messages. And let's go, baby goat. Thank you to all of you guys for being here. We're going to try to do this throughout the season. Like I said, today we were warming up a little bit to see and to enjoy the first game of the season with you guys and also read what you guys had to say. I know you guys are excited to have the Miami Heat again back in the picture. So, smooth looking midi by Bam. Heat Twitter is back. Oh God, please put up the cardboard cutout fans in the AAA, please. But yeah, first time we actually get to see the AAA empty. So it's kind of different for us. Almost that time, baby. Miami Heat basketball is back. Some of the messages that we're getting on Twitter using the hashtag Heat Twitter, of course. So for all of you that are new to the Five Reasons YouTube channel, I wanted to invite you to subscribe to our channel. Make sure you turn on the notifications so you guys get a little notification on your phone every time we go live, every time we do a pregame show, every time we do a live tweeting party, every time we upload one of our videos, one of the podcasts that the guys do on the Miami Heat, the Five on the Floor squad, doing a great job this year covering the Miami Heat, breaking news, and doing an awesome job there. We also have a new show coming up here on the YouTube channel with Adam Clutch that's going to be talking about the NBA, of course, in a general sense, not just the Miami Heat, and that's going to be also here in this channel. We are uploading content on a daily basis. We are doing what we think is a good job there, and we would like to have you guys as one of our subscribers. So make sure you subscribe. Make sure you actually get and check what we're doing here on Five Reasons. Let's see what's going on right now. It's 13-13 in the first quarter. Let me go and put that in a bigger so you guys can actually get to see it. So we're gonna check what the Pelicans are doing so far. So a couple of guys. Zion already has 4 points, 2 for 2 from the field. Ingram, on the other hand, has 5 points, 3 free throws, and 1 field goal. Josh Hart also with a couple of points. And let's go see what the Miami Heat is looking like so far in 4 minutes in this game. So we have, let's go to the points, 3 points, 5 points for Tyler Hero. So far, he has 1 3 in 1 attempt, 1 3 in 3 attempts for Maurice Harkless, and 1 3 in 1 attempt for Duncan Robinson. So 3 3-pointers to begin the preseason. That's just something that the Miami Heat has been doing a lot lately, and we're probably going to see a lot of it anyway. Kendrick Nunn, no points so far, and still waiting for the first minutes of Precious Achua. Avery Bradley, Jimmy Butler's not playing tonight, and we'll see if Paula Ebowa or Donis Haslin are getting some minutes. Dragic might get some minutes today as well. BJ Johnson, Mayors Leonard, Casey Opala, and other of the guys that are really exciting that are getting a lot of attention in Miami Heat. Kelly Olynyk and Chris Silva, talking about people from Cameroon. Chris Silva, Kelly Olynyk, Max Strus, Bring Tyree, and Gabe Vincent. So we have a full squad here, and we have to remember the Miami Heat plays the New Orleans Pelicans in a couple of days. in about a week. So of course we're not going to show them a lot. They're not going to show us a lot. So it's really a very friendly game today at the American Airlines Arena to begin the preseason stage. It's just going to be a couple of games. We don't have a G League this year either, so it's going to be a rough and different season, definitely. A couple of messages before we go. Fernando Orden, let's go Heat. Saludos a Fernando. Thank you, Fernando, for being here. What's a word on the Precious guy? Very promising prospect. Yes, he should be. I don't know if he's going to be as good as Tyler was for the Miami Heat in the first year, but he should be some sort of a similar player to Bam Adebayo. So he, in the future, will be maybe a backup or maybe a guy that plays along with Bam there as a too big. So hopefully that's the case, and we get to see the development of these players. So for all of you that are getting to the channel, for all of you that are still here, that have been watching the game and the pregame show with us, please remember to subscribe, turn on the notifications, make sure you get all the notifications every time we upload a video, because that's a way of helping us watching the video and also, of course, supporting our advertisers as well. So Justin Cordero has a question about James Harden. Any Harden news? No, not so far. I mean, if you can, as soon as I finish this, you can go back to the beginning of the pregame show. We talked about it. The guys talked about it here in the pregame, and I mean the news are the same. The Houston Rockets are. I mean, he's playing tonight, so that's about it. We don't have a lot of more information. Let me see if we can get the actual box score from. No, they played at 8, and it's still 7:30. So he's going to play against San Francisco a little bit later, and San Antonio a little bit later, and that's going to be it for him. So let's go again to some game details. We're trying this one this year. Last year we did it with the NBA Twitter thing. Today or this year, this season, we might be trying something different. We have the NBA website here, trying to see what's going on and see if they give us a little bit more information about the game while the game is being played. Like I said, I was trying to watch it on NBA TV. We couldn't watch it because of the regional restrictions. So now we're just trying to talk about it and enjoy a little bit of the game with you guys. So it's 21 to 18 for the Miami Heat. Here you have the Pelicans scoring lineup. So far, 6 points for Zion Williamson, 5 for Brandon Ingram, 1 for Steven Adams, 3 for Josh Hart, 3 for Lonzo Ball. And for the Miami Heat, which is the one that we care about, we have Duncan Robinson with 6 points, 3 for Maurice Harkless, Bam Adebayo with a couple of points, the first 2 points of the game, and then he hasn't even tried any other field goals yet. He does have 3 assists right here, so that's a good number for him. Tyler Hero, 8 points so far. He's 2 for 2 for threes and 3 for 4 from field goal. He also has 1 assist. Kendrick Nunn, 2 points, his first 2 points of the preseason, and we're still waiting for the first minutes from the guys on the bench. Let me see what our friend Justin Cordero is saying here. Do you have lesser known role players that you think will make a big impact on the Heat this year? Well, we were going through this, and the guys talked about, of course, about Casey Okpala. That should be a good option. I guess Myers Leonard. I don't know if he's gonna start again, or if he's just gonna be back in the role that he was in the playoffs. But he got paid a lot of money, so I don't know if Eric Spoelstra did use him throughout the regular season the entire year. So I don't know what the plan is going to be with him. Kelly Olynyk is kind of a similar situation. Maybe he gets a lot of minutes too, but Max Strus should be a guy that gets a lot of minutes. And we don't know about Gabe Vincent, for example. He was a two-way player last year, and he might get a lot of minutes this year as well, especially with all the rotation that the guys are going to be doing this year. That's going to be something to really take into consideration when analyzing the way Spoelstra is rotating. So, okay, I can't help but feel Harden might not fit into the Heat very well. I really wish they could have scooped up Dennis Schroeder. Folks been sleeping on him far too long, and dang, Lakers get him. Yes, that was a very good trade for the Lakers. Of course, he would have been a great player for the Miami Heat. Too bad that we couldn't have him, and now he's gone. Let me see what else here. Who are the starters? So the starters for tonight. I know you saw it already in the box score, but here's the design made by the Miami Heat for tonight's game. It's Kendrick Nunn, Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson, Mo Hartless, and Bam Adebayo. That was the starting lineup for tonight. So thank you for your question, and thank you for coming here, Florence, and for staying with us for almost an hour. Keep an eye on Heartless. Yes, he should be playing a lot of minutes too. I mean, they brought him here, yeah, not to replace the guys that left, but of course he's a very similar player, and of course we don't have Jay Crowder anymore, so that's something. We don't have DJJ, Derrick Jones Jr. anymore, so that's another player that you have to take care of. Somebody that used to help a lot, especially on defense. So that's what you're gonna get. That's what you need right there. So it's 21-20 with the first quarter, less than 5 minutes to play. The Miami Heat up by 3 now, 23-20. Like we said, we have been reviewing the scores right now. Show the scoreboard. I mean, I wish I could show you the scoreboard. I guess I can do this, and you can see the actual scoreboard right there. Let me see. There you go. You have the scoreboard there, but if I do that, then you don't get the details from the box score. But you do have the box score there, and you enjoy it while we take a little break. And thank you guys for joining us. We'll be back in a little bit just to check on you. And for all of you that are leaving, before you leave, remember to subscribe to our channel. Remember, we're going to be doing a lot of Heat content here in the Five Reasons YouTube channel. We're going to be, of course, covering the team throughout the season, in the postseason as well, when they make it, and all the way to the finals if they do as well as they did last year, hopefully getting a championship this year. And we'll be there for you guys in the Five Reasons YouTube channel, Five Reasons Sports Network. If you haven't seen it, if you haven't listened to it, go ahead and check it out in your favorite podcast provider. We do have a lot of different podcasts. We have 3 Hours Per Carry, Miami Dolphins. We do have content for football, for soccer. There we do have content also for the Miami Marlins, the Marlins report that we do on a weekly basis with David Fernandez, and a lot of things that are going on in the Five Reasons YouTube channel. We do have MMA shows, esports there too. Also here on Five Reasons, we do have a lot of different things for entertaining. So make sure you check it out. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, and make sure you give us a thumbs up before you leave tonight. And thank you for coming. Thank you for joining the pregame show. Thank you for staying for the live tuning party. During the season, of course, it's going to be a little bit more hectic. We're going to be showing more and more tweets like we did in the beginning of this live tuning party. And of course, it's going to be a different atmosphere, hopefully, all throughout the network, and we're going to get more people to share this. So remember, for all of you that are watching this, right after the game, we're going to have the post-game show here in this same channel, the post-game show live, like we did the pre-game show with some of the faces that you saw and some of the other faces that you didn't see from Five on the Floor. We're going to be doing that here on the YouTube channel on Five Reasons. Remember to subscribe. Thank you for watching again. And remember to turn on the notifications, leave your comments here, and make sure you tune in for the post-game show here on Five Reasons. Again, my name is Alejandro Villegas. Welcome back. Thank you. And we're all excited to watch the Miami Heat play again. It's, of course, a very exciting moment for all of us. And I hope you guys share with us here on Five Reasons. Tonight, we will also be uploading the Five on the Floor podcast. Tomorrow, that podcast is going to be here on the YouTube channel if you prefer to listen to it on YouTube. If you're a YouTube guy, we'll put it here for you guys, and of course, you get to enjoy the Five on the Floor podcast hosted by Ethan Skolnick, Greg Sylvander, and Alex Toledo, who's, by the way, tonight at American Airlines Arena as we speak. So we're going to say goodbye, saying that Heat is winning 28-25. This is the first game in the preseason, of course. They're going to play another one, and then they're going to start the season on the 23rd, again against the New Orleans Pelicans. So make sure you stay tuned with the Miami Heat. Make sure to stay tuned with Five Reasons, and we'll be back soon to have more content for you guys. Thank you very much. Remember to follow us at Five Reasons, at AlejandroVG32, Twitter, Instagram, and we'll be back with more content for the Five Reasons YouTube channel here. More Miami Heat, more Miami Marlins, more Miami Dolphins, more Florida Panthers, more Inter Miami, more Miami Hurricanes, all of that here on the Five Reasons YouTube channel. Thank you very much and have a good night. Remember, come back for the post-game show. That's going to be produced by our friend Manny Chang. Make sure you tune in. See you later.